Okay, well that's gonna lead to a pretty interesting question. Now we're getting closer to Selection Sunday, and I don't think either of us think that right now Florida deserves #1 seed. Do you? As of right now?
Oh no, I don't. I definitely don't think they'll be a #1 seed after yesterday's loss. I mean, if they win out the rest of the season, they have a chance of being a #1 seed.
Right. Well, that's what I was gonna ask. Do you think that there's any way that should Florida go on the rest of the season and do what they've been doing up until a couple weeks ago against Arkansas, which means blowing everybody out by record proportions? Do you think if Florida does that, they still wouldn't be a #1 seed?
It's hard to say. It really depends on what everybody else does. I mean, I would think that if they win every single game from here on out, win the SEC tournament, that they would end up getting a #1 seed. But if one of the top 4 teams doesn't lose either, we end up not being in those top 4 spots, and it's hard to really say. But as far as the importance of a #1 seed as opposed to a #2 seed or 3 seed, I think it's really nice to be able to get those first 2 games against teams and the counter. But you're gonna have to down the stretch.
Right. Well, of the 4 seeds, one of them is going to be stuck going all the way out to Los Angeles to play their regional. Okay, and Florida, if they were to be a 1 seed, they would probably be the last seed, the #4 overall, which means they would be exiled to Los Angeles. Would you rather have a lower seed, meaning maybe a 3, maybe even a 4, but you're playing your regional in DC or Texas?
All right. And the difference in one, I mean, the fan base, obviously, I don't know how much that actually has come into play or if they're playing those games. But if we can get that 1 seed, that would be huge. A 2 seed, we can find the good in it with being closer to home, less travel, and more Gator fans there. But it's really hard to say that.
All right. So Florida is now 0-4 in games decided by 11 points or less. Are you concerned by this, or do you take this as a good sign that Florida is blowing a lot of teams out?
I think it's a good sign that we're blowing teams out and we're winning by such a big margin. But it is a cause for concern that we are 0-4 in close games, and we have to find a way to pull those games out down the stretch. We have to do something. We have to look back at the home state, and I'm not too worried about it. We got a good group of guys that are, that are experienced and been around the game. And they understand that. I think it's more of a coincidence than it is, that 0-4 stat that's like, oh, we can't win a close game. I don't think it's that we can't win a close game. I just don't think we have. And we haven't been put in as many close game situations because we've been blowing teams out all year. So
right.
There's also that. But
I'd pretty much agree with that. All right, well, Florida's next game is against Arkansas, the other SEC team to beat them. And Arkansas didn't just beat Florida. They put a pretty good beating on them. But Florida gets them this time in Gainesville. How do you think Florida's going to react?
Honestly, I don't think Arkansas has a chance. After what happened at Boynton Arena, I think what happened last night, the next game, these guys are going to come to practice tomorrow, pissed off, ready to go, focused. They know what they've got to do. And Arkansas is a different team. They're playing in Boynton Arena as opposed to coming to the O-Dome, that environment. I think Florida is going to get on with the jump. I don't even think it's going to be close. I think Florida will win.
What exactly do you look for in that game? You look for Florida to burn them from the outside. You look for Young to have a coming out party inside. What exactly are you looking for?
I look for us to get up and down a lot in transition. I look for us to create a lot of turnovers, get a lot of easy basketball turnovers. I think that we're going to come locked in, focused. I think we're going to knock down a bunch of shots. I think Scotty's going to be able to get to the paint and create open looks for other players. I think Pat's going to dominate down low. I don't see. I mean, if I were a betting man, I would definitely put money on the Gators to win that one for sure.
Well, you can't really be a betting man. You're still in college.
Blasted in my word.
Yeah. Well, we can all dream at some point. Well, what exactly do you think of Kenny Boynton's? What do you think's gonna happen with him? Do you think he's gonna come out and just start shooting more? Do you think he's gonna lose some confidence from this? What exactly do you think's gonna happen with him?
I don't think confidence will ever be an issue for Kenny. I mean, he'll come out one day, and even if he's 0 for 10 during a game, he's going to take that 11th shot like he knows it's going in. That's just the type of player he is. That's why he's so special as a player. It doesn't matter how bad he's played recently. He's going to come out there that next game and ready to go and ready to compete. And as far as knocking shots down and seeing the hole, that's going to happen. Once he sees one shot go down, I mean, get ready. Come here, so here they come, you know, let him fly. But I think Kenny's going to come ready to play, and he's going to knock down the open shot. He's going to get back on track again. So.
That's pretty encouraging. Well, Florida had another issue against Missouri, and it's been an issue that's been around for like the last couple of years. Haven't really seen it much this year. Their free throw shooting. It wasn't really that good against Missouri. Hasn't really been an issue this year because Florida's been beating everybody by record numbers. But we saw it against Missouri. It wasn't very good, especially by our big men, and it hurt us. Patrick Young missed 2 front ends of 1-on-1s. That's 4 potential points right there. That's the game. Florida wins the game if he just makes those free throws. Do you see that as a concern the rest of the way?
I mean, this team has been shooting the ball from the free throw line fairly decent throughout the year. I don't know how much the concern is down the stretch. It's usually from a game-to-game basis. Like we weren't hitting our free throws last night. And that's basically when you look back at it. If we hit 3 more free throws, we win that game. But I mean, the guys on our team, for the most part, are pretty good. I think Scotty's shooting a lot worse on the free throw line than what he's capable of, like 67%, I believe.
Right.
The other guy, Patrick, hasn't really been shooting the ball very free throw line either. But other than that, I don't really think that it's too much of a call for concern. I know those guys are, it's just really just a game-to-game basis. They're going to be talking about one game, but sometimes they're not going to be coming in. So it's just how it is.
Well, would you be worried if teams start doing the hack-a-shack and they just start intentionally fouling Patrick Young so we can't get dunks? Because that's where Florida's going to really need their free throw shooting. A chain's only as strong as its weakest link, and in terms of free throws, I think Patrick Young's our weakest link. Do you think that could hurt us?
Yeah. If teams went that route down the stretch, I do think that is a weakness for us. But also at the same time, the only time Patrick really catches the ball is whenever he's catching on post speed and in a scoring position. So it's really hard for teams to just hack a shack him. He's not catching on the block and taking 3 dribbles and then going to work. It's usually drop down pass, dunk, or catch 1 dribble post move. And teams could do that, but it'd be pretty difficult for other teams to go hack a shack him. Right.
Well, I know they can't do it throughout the game, but they can wait until it really matters, and then say in a 59-55 game with 4 minutes to go, and they haven't done it all game, then they could just spring it on us as a little surprise, and I think then it could hurt us. But
yeah, I do think that could be a problem if teams look at that though.
Okay. Well, one more question, Adam. What do you see as Florida's biggest challenge from now until Selection Sunday? Where do you think that Where do you think they're most likely to lose again?
At Kentucky is never an easy game, no matter how bad they're doing. At Rupp, that's a crazy environment to play in. They have a talented team, and they could figure it out, put it together, and play unselfishly, and give us problems at Kentucky. That would be my most worrisome game. But who else do we have besides that? How many games do we have left?
That's true. The other one I would point out would be Alabama. I know it's at home, but they may be very desperate and fighting for an NCAA tournament bid, just like 2 years ago when someone that I know dribbled out the clock against them to secure a win. Well, they were pretty desperate that game, which made it mean a lot to you. But in all seriousness, they could very well be fighting for the exact same thing this year, and especially since now, if Alabama wins tonight, they're 1 game behind Florida, and suddenly they control their own destiny for the SEC championship. So that game could, again, be an SEC championship. So that's another one I'd point at. The SEC tournament, kind of a concern, but then again, it doesn't really mean a whole lot. Very rarely do you see the favorite win the conference tournament. Do you see either of those as a concern?
They're definitely going to be tough games, but I think we're better than both of those teams. I don't think there's any question about it. If we come out and handle our business and play basketball the right way, I don't think it'll be a problem. But Alabama's going to come in there and try to make it a sloppy game and really try to get into it defensively. And Coach Grant is always, he's a great coach, knows how to prepare his team, so that could definitely be a problem at home as well.
Okay. Well, Adam, I really appreciate you coming on and talking to me again. Thanks a lot.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Yeah, anytime.
All right, man. Take it easy.